This past year for me has been filled with many trials and tribulations, and I've learned a lot through what I've gone through. I've grown as a person and learned a lot of new skills. Majority of what I've learned has been through the club. I've learned more about myself, but also about where I might want to take my life in the future. A big part of what I have learned about myself is my love for the community I live in and what I want to do to help it. I want to help youth that have not been given the best resources in their life to succeed. While being at the club, it has helped me see that even though I go through hardships, I'm not the only one, and I want to be there to help other people. While I was in kindergarten, my dad transferred to Elkhart County, Indiana for work. My mom and I stayed behind along with my newly born brother, Cross, while I finished my year in kindergarten. At the time, I had never left the state of Georgia or have memory of moving. We moved 12 hours north of our home in Georgia to a campground in Elkhart County, E.B. Pines. We lived there as a family of 4 in an RV through the summer. I met 2 new friends while swimming at the campground pool. They both attended the Boys and Girls Club of Middlebury and offered to take me during the summer so we could continue to hang out. The Boys and Girls Club was a new experience for me since I had never been to one while I was in Georgia. There, I made a lot of new friends that I later ended up going to school with. At the club, I spent most of my time in the games room, playing carpet ball, and outside playing kickball during gym. I started my school year more comfortable with the new friendships I formed while attending the club. Fast forward through the years, I moved around a lot and bounced around to different schools. I eventually ended up back in Middlebury during my sophomore year of high school. Now being a senior, I had some big responsibilities, including finding a job for my work experience class. With limited time and resources to find a job, my mom had suggested the Boys and Girls Club. I hadn't been back to the Boys and Girls Club since the first summer I moved to Middlebury when I was 6. But I still remember the memories I made there. Now, it had come full circle in a way, but I still didn't really know what the mission of the Boys and Girls Club was. On the surface, I was only aware of the fun after-school program aspect. Now, actually working here, I've learned so much more. In a small town like Middlebury, you never really think of torn-up families and messed-up home life, but it happens everywhere. Some of the kids that come here are victims of that, and here is a place they can come to escape. I also come from a split family, so I can relate to a lot of the members who attend. I also ended up living on my own at the age of 16. I didn't have much of an escape besides baseball and my friends. At a young age, they also don't have the ability to see their friends whenever they want. At the time, I had a car, and living on my own, I had the freedom to see them. Kids going through it at such a young age are trapped at home, and the club is a place they can come to escape and see friends and just be themselves and play. When I started working, I didn't think I'd encounter kids that had gone through the same thing I did. But at this young age, and working here allows me to help them and try to make a difference. As a freshman in high school, I always had a plan to graduate and go to an engineering college and try to become an aerospace engineer. When my family split and I began to live on my own, I slowly began to change my perspective. I didn't want the future for myself. I didn't really enjoy it. Now as a senior, I'm undecided on where I want to take my life. I'll be graduating high school in May of 2020, and I know I want to attend college, but I haven't decided on where or how I'm going to get there. My plan for after high school is to move to Atlanta, where my mom lives, and work for a while to save up money to attend college. Once in college, I don't know where my life will take me. I'm still waiting for something to speak to me as a career path. This past year has been difficult, but I've made large strides to help myself grow and develop as a person. I created bonds with teachers that have helped me make improvements in my life. Furthermore, I've learned so much from the experience I've had at the club. I've learned how much the club means to the members and how much we can offer them. I also feel like I am empowered and inspired to do more for my community and want to start laying out a foundation so I can achieve this goal. With becoming the Boys and Girls Club of Middlebury's Youth of the Year, I feel as though I am on a course to reach this goal. Thank you.